Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Page Podcast. Your host, Braden Figueroa and Chad Nutter. Jam-packed episode today. Again, for the second day. Shit. It is the Page Podcast, and you're listening to it right now. Here we go, guys. It is going to be a great Monday. I know you're all going to go out there and crush it and do amazing things, but we need you to pull over the side of the road right now if you're tuning in and leave a review for the love of Christ, because you guys don't leave reviews. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, so either pull over if you're driving, leave a review. Also, too, if you have Siri, you can just tell Siri to set yourself a reminder to leave a review. But that's important to be safe if you're driving. Don't drive and leave a review.
No, yeah, pull over.
We don't want that.
Yeah, pull over to the side of the road.
No leaving a review while driving. And if you're not driving, you really don't have any excuse.
Yeah, unbelievable.
If you're going for a run, just use this to give yourself like a little 30-second break. Leave a review and then crush the rest of your run. But yeah, the reviews we have are just incredible.
Really good people on the reviews.
Incredible. Very good quality
I
reviews.
agree. They're not just, they don't say good pod. They say, they give a detailed explanation of what the people like.
Which is great, which is incredible. So we have, the reviews that we have are incredible quality, but we need to up that quantity of the reviews.
There you go.
We need to have we have a big quantity of quality reviews.
I like that. I like that a lot. You guys loved the podcast on Thursday with Babe. It crushed it. The numbers were through the roof, and we had a lot of people go check out the YouTube video. Our party shirt game, just literally top tier.
So I'm pretty pissed about this.
I'm pretty pissed too, because we have some people that think it's okay to copy us.
So we post our first
party shirt
episode on YouTube on Thursday it was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're like, nobody else in the podcast game is doing this. It's going to be our thing for the YouTube videos. We're going to wear party shirts every episode. And yesterday, I'm just scrolling on Instagram, and what do I see?
What do you see?
Logan Paul, the whole Impulsive crew, post a picture post-pod with El Presidente from Barstool Sports, and they're all wearing party shirts.
They think this is some kind of fucking joke.
Unbelievable. We've talked about this on previous episodes. There's a difference between taking inspiration and just flat out copying.
Unbelievable.
And that's just a perfect example of just flat out copying. I know Logan watches the episodes sometimes. But if you're listening, I know you're listening. The party shirts is kind of our thing.
Yeah, so knock it the fuck off. I don't know what's going on. But people are confused as to where the party shirt thing came from. I'm rocking. If you're listening to the Page Pod right now, I'm going to describe to you how sick we look. We got a Hawaiian shirt with some blue accents going on for Chad Nutter.
Yeah.
This look like island vibes. Huge island vibes.
Massive island vibes.
Through the roof. I'm rocking All Saints right now. I look like I'm going to a club. A lot of buttons down. Really showing up. Really showing off the chest. At least. Really showing off the chest. But
you gotta have the chest part open.
It's going well. It's going great. Tell me something about Project X.
Just before we get into Project X, you should, instead of just listening to us describe these party shirts, you should go to the YouTube and actually see for yourselves what they look like.
But also download it.
And also download it. It's kind of weird now because people are going to download or listen to or watch the YouTube video, and then so downloads might decrease.
Which is sad.
Which is kind of sad. But we're just kind of saying fuck it because we think it's. People are gonna like watching the YouTube.
I think so too. I think the YouTube way more entertaining.
Yeah, so downloads might decrease a little bit for a while, but they're gonna bounce back up there.
Yeah, once more people find out about the pod. But
if you want it, you can just do both. You can just like download it and listen to it on the podcast.
That's what I do. See, I download immediately as we drop. I go to Spotify, download, go to Apple Music, download, go to YouTube, click a like, watch.
Yeah.
So that's what true homies should do that.
I don't know if I've ever downloaded one.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever downloaded one.
You're kidding.
I'm not
We're
kidding.
missing so many downloads.
You think I should start doing
I
that?
think you should. If you guys haven't, though, I would go back and listen to Bob Bay's episode. I really do think this is one of the most quality episodes we've put out. Chad and I are getting better and better at this whole podcast thing. Every single episode. We really appreciate you guys for rocking with us and telling your friends, because it really does grow the community. And the best way to grow the podcast is word of mouth. So if you're enjoying it, tell a friend, tell your mom. We love moms on the Page podcast. So
interesting.
Yeah, go do that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Go share with mom, grandma, dad, aunt, uncle, dog.
Tell me what's going on with the project, the big project.
Okay, we gotta talk about Project X, but first
You said first before.
No, but you just keep skipping forward a little.
I don't think so.
My schedule. I gotta mention some things before we get into Project X. So you gotta go watch the YouTube video, check out our party shirts, and also too, you have to see the sick headphones that I'm wearing.
Hideous.
I feel like I'm Joe Rogan.
Comparable to the sunglasses, I think. I'm not a fan of the whole. Yeah, that thing. This has got this little.
I just
you look
like
like you're
flipped
playing.
it up.
You look like you're playing COD. Like you're like 12.
No, so the headphones are just like make me like a professional podcaster.
Should we get headphones? I think I have some.
They're just in case you're wondering, they're actually not plugged into anything.
They're just for. These are purely for looks.
So just purely for looks. I actually can hear less with the headphones because they're covering my ears. So yeah, they're just actually to look sick. So if you want to see how sick they look, go and check out the YouTube.
Can you please tell me something about Project X?
So yeah, Project X.
It's almost done.
Not almost done, but it's
getting there.
It's getting there. We are how many months into it are we? This has been
shit. When did it start? Can we take a look at this this calendar here?
What is it now? October 4th?
Yeah, it's October 4th. I want to say we started it in August.
No, we started before August.
July, June?
Like pre-planning was definitely.
No, yeah, because my birthday, we were already, my birthday is June 21st and we were already planning. So it had to be before then.
No, 100%.
Had
Probably
to be
like beginning of June.
That's what I'm thinking too.
June 1, 2, 3, like 4 months in already.
Wow. And we're still not done with
probably like 2 more months left ish till it's like
ready to go. It's gonna fire people up. I'm excited.
Done.
It's gonna be good stuff.
6 months project. But yeah, we're making progress every day.
It's just like a little chip, like.
The other day we had a little mishap.
Yeah, do you want to tell the people about that? This is just amateur hour. I didn't know that I was fucking dealing with someone that doesn't dump footage.
This is
tell about the system. Tell the people about the system. We shoot.
So this is what happens.
Yeah, tell the people.
We've been shooting pretty much every day for this project, and lots of times, hours on hours a day of shooting, and then
lots of late nights,
and after each day, we have a couple hard drives, so we'd like to back up this footage.
Yeah.
And then so probably like Wednesday or Thursday this past week, we shot some like really good content. It was actually really sick, and we were hyped on it. Probably like a few hours of shooting, and I was just really tired and didn't back up and just went to sleep that night.
It's like your job.
And then we started in the
evening the next day.
We started the next morning, and I'm like, okay, I'll just back it up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was going to back it up, and then I saw the cards were not on the desk where I had them, and they were in cameras.
You were sitting in front of me watching me clear the cards.
Shoot, just didn't see any of this happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Braden, did you format those cards? And he goes, yeah, of course. And I was like, no, you're kidding. No chance you did that. And he thought I was joking, and just wasn't joking, didn't back them up.
It was great, but we
So-
reshot these things.
Yeah, this is why it happened, because it just gave us, we reshot what we shot that day, and it just gave us an opportunity to better that content,
It was better.
and it was 100% better.
Yeah, a lot of practice.
So that was just apparently the sign that that content was not up to par.
Oh, I agree. I totally
Even
agree.
though it was still pretty sick, but we reshot it, and in my opinion, it was better the second time. Even though it did put us back a day or so.
Moral of the story is to always check with the guy who's supposed to dump the footage. You know.
Yeah,
You had-
always
You had one
triple
job.
check that.
You had one job.
Always triple check.
Just
that
had
it's,
one job.
Every time you format a card, it's just kind of like I get that like little rush in me, and it's just like, oh, I really hope this is backed up, and I'm like, oh, let me just go check that hard drive just like 3 more times to make sure it's there.
No, we're just on a system.
But you just sent it, and yeah, so we'll never get that footage back, but it's okay.
Speaking of sending it, what do you think about Logan Paul buying fucking $200,000?
$200,000 of Pokemon cards.
I can't even fathom that, dude. That is a lamb truck. That is a Urus right there. He just blew a Urus on Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So if you guys live under a rock and don't know about what's going on right now, everybody's buying baseball cards and
sports cards.
sports cards, basketball, baseball. They're also buying Pokemon cards and shit. And apparently the reason for this is they're seeing massive ROIs on these Pokemon cards and these baseball cards.
What's ROI?
Return on investment, big buzzword guy.
It's a very lucrative industry.
Shut up. Yeah, it is huge, very lucrative industry.
Extremely.
Okay, but anyways, these I thought about this. I was thinking about this the other night. I was like, do I want to buy some of these stupid cards? I'm just not into it, man. I don't give a shit enough about these cards.
Well, I mean, a lot of people that trade. Okay, so that's just not really a valid argument.
No. I'm just saying. Okay, hypothetical. You got to invest in these cards, but it's not something that I like necessarily. If I had someone that was like you, and you could go do the research for me, because I just am not passionate about it. I don't know if it would like excite me getting these cards. I'm like, woo, like I made my money, like let's go. I don't know if it would get me as excited. That's why I think that I don't know if it would be for me. I could totally be wrong and in 6 months have a shit ton of baseball cards. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? I'm not saying you have to love this stuff. I'm just saying I don't know if personally I will get into the whole card thing.
That's okay.
But what do you think? Do you think you're going to get into the card thing?
Potentially.
No way.
I mean, we'll just have to see what happens, but people do day trading and they trade stocks every day.
Okay.
And sometimes they just have no idea what this company does that they bought this stock in, but they are watching what is going on in the market and just pop in and pop out and make some money. So really, you don't have to be 100% passionate in Pokemon to make some money with Pokemon cards. You can just pop into the market, watch it go up a little bit, and then pop back out.
I think he's
ideally,
big.
You do have some sort of understanding of what's going on, because that's going to be beneficial. And you could just pop in and it could just go way down. You could lose all your money. But it looks like it is very lucrative, and the market has been going up
for these cards.
You never know what can happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's dropping bands. He got 200K of these Pokemon cards. He's about to open them live. And if he gets one of these special Charizard cards in this little deck, then he makes 200K off of just the one card. So, I mean, in theory, I guess if you have 200K, it's not a bad investment to just blow it and then pray to God you get a little Charizard in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't really care about losing 200K.
No, I mean, I guess it's really exhilarating. It sounds really fucking exhilarating for $200,000.
Yeah. I mean, you guys should, after you listen to this episode, you should watch his vlog on the whole card thing.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I learned a lot about Pokemon cards. I don't know.
I know zero about Pokemon.
I learned I know a lot. I was like master trainer growing up. I was sick. Pokemon Go, I crushed Pokemon Go.
I've never played Pokemon in my life.
It's okay. That's
just
all right.
know zero about it.
Pokemon Go is a good game, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, man. People, Page Pod listeners, DM me on Instagram. Let me know what you think of this whole baseball card, basketball card, thing just going on right now. Dude, Gary talks about it. Gary V talks about this.
I think I have a lot of baseball cards.
No, I do too. At my house, I have a shit ton of them. I just don't know if they're worth anything. I don't know how that whole thing goes.
Maybe I should go through my baseball cards and see.
And start Googling if these are or eBaying, if these are worth anything.
I think I have like thousands of baseball cards.
No, I have a ton too, literally in a box.
Yeah, I got like binders full.
Do you think that we might have some just we're sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars of cards?
Maybe. I might just have like $500,000 worth of cards in my closet.
No, I actually have binders with these things.
No, same.
That just reminded me of that. I might have to go home and look for these cards. That might be okay. You know what?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen these cards in like years probably, but I'm pretty positive I still have them.
No, I am too. I know they're somewhere in my room, like up high, pushed back, the very, very back of a.
So yeah, we might just be sitting on a gold mine worth of baseball cards.
Could you imagine?
That'd be kind of sick.
We just
quit podcasting.
Oh yeah, we go full Joe Rogan on him. We build the craziest studio ever with
we would just build out
just an insane studio,
massive podcast studio, and just quit video and do podcasts.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Are you ready for the vlogs to come back eventually?
Not quite. I mean, I'm just still in my underwear, so I need to get at least dressed for that. But I mean, once we are like ready to start shooting, I think it'll be pretty sick. And
I've gotten a lot of requests. People are like, "Where the fuck are the vlogs?" And I'm like, "They're coming. You just got to give us some time to finish this thing, and then
we got to finish Project X
because we don't want to commit to the vlogs and then have them fail. Because I really do think the next time we start back the vlogs, the train doesn't stop. We're not gonna. We're not stopping this vlog train this time. This time,
like the podcast train. The podcast train's not stopping.
No, the podcast.
So when we start the vlog train,
yeah,
there's no stopping that vlog train.
Content's just gonna be through the roof.
We're podcasting and Project Xing right now.
Yeah.
Once we have Project X completely finished,
then we'll get ready. We'll get ready for the vlogs.
Coming back full force.
I'm excited. I'm also excited about some new guests. We might be having a random send trip to a place called Tejas. We'll see what happens. It might happen. Yeah. It might happen. Tejas. Spanish for Texas, in case you're wondering. I don't know if that's actually true.
I don't know. There's no chance that's true.
No, but we might be going on a little trip here in a few weeks. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated with that. We might have some great guests coming in. We'll see what happens. We don't want to give any promises, but there's
some big guests in Texas. I mean everything's bigger in Texas.
Literally massive. So we'll be at Whataburger, hopefully. We might.
Whoa.
You don't like Whataburger?
Whataburger.
That's Whataburger.
Like water.
Whataburger.
Whataburger.
I think it's Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Doesn't matter. But no, seriously, we're gonna be going to Texas. It's gonna be good stuff. Hopefully. This is
that's like the lowest on the Texas burger joint.
Well, no, obviously, yeah. I'm just saying it's kind of like a tradition thing. You got to go if you're there. It's like you got to try.
Well, I mean, why would you want like shitty burgers?
You just got to do it. It's like the McDonald's of Texas. It's like
exactly. I mean, I don't want a McDonald's burger.
I love McDonald's, so we might have to go. We might have to do it.
Some Hop Dottie. Hop Dottie's just like.
Should we go to like really expensive steakhouses?
Probably not. But we should go to something Frank's in Austin.
Really?
Something Frank. Yeah, it's just like the best meat.
Barbecue. If you're from Austin, tell us what there is to do around there, because that'll make me really want to go.
This is really gonna annoy me. I can't think of this place. It's something Frank, and there's just always a line for this barbecue in Austin.
Interesting.
Oh, and Torchy's Tacos. Oh my God.
What is this Torchy's Tacos?
Just the best tacos I've ever had.
Really?
It's like some Tex-Mex tacos type stuff.
Oh.
Incredible.
Interesting.
Austin has some of the best food I've ever seen.
That's good shit. Well, Chad Netter, we've come to
Speaking of food, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
There we go. Things you wish you knew when you first started. This is a great question. Someone actually had DM'd me this like a few weeks back, and then Chad came up with, kind of copied the idea because I probably told him like a few weeks ago and then thought of it. But
no chance that someone DM'd you this question?
No, yeah, they did.
I just actually came up with this idea probably 30 minutes ago.
I mean, I think it's important to reflect on where you've been and think about how you could have made that journey a little bit easier. And us, you know,
100%. And it can hopefully bring some value to those who are starting out right now.
Yeah, or creatives in general in the space. I think this is going to be good stuff. I'm excited.
Okay, let's start. What's one thing that you wish you would have known, or that you wish you would have done differently if you were just starting out?
I think that I would have had my pricing more dialed in, because when someone would ask me for a vid, I would just say, oh yeah, like $150, $200. I just literally had
just throw out numbers.
Just no concept of any amount of time that it was going to take. So this thing, whether it was 8 hours or 2 hours, it was $200.
Yeah.
Sick. And then once I got like my first check that was like 4 figures, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I can get $1,000 to make a video. One video. This is crazy. And then I think I'm going to tell a little story.
Let's hear this.
You guys love story time. So I had started working for this person who was pretty large on Instagram.
And physically.
Yeah, over a million followers, right? And so,
and physically large,
yeah. So we started working together and whatnot, and I remember like we'd done like a trial or something along these lines. We'd done like a trial where we had went and worked together for a day for free just to test it out, which still is stupid. Like today, that would never happen.
Yeah.
But I was just starting out, so it was like, so I didn't find that weird, and I don't think that would be weird if you are just starting out to do something like that.
Yep. It always depends.
Depends on the situation. And so we do like a little trial shoot. It goes well, and this person brings me into this room. And we're talking. My pants were on, so don't get any weird. Don't get any weird ideas, PagePod listeners.
But his were off.
Yeah. So, anyways, he goes, yeah, like I could tag you. Or I could pay you.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go like the pay route, we don't really need to get into that. But.
No, I went the tag route, so it was okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, so he goes, no more stupid jokes while we're doing the podcast. He goes, I could tag you or I could pay you.
Oof.
Yep. And I was like, I'm sitting there, young, wide-eyed boy, just super confused. This sounds so sexual. We're just in this room, and he's like, I could pay you right now, or I could tag you. What do you want to do, boy? No, okay. But anyways, so I could tag you, or I could pay you. And then I remember, like, what the fuck does that mean, dude? Like, obviously I want paid, but I also felt like I should have been tagged. I remember, like, I was like, I need to be tagged for this work. I'm doing it. I am your fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, right? So I remember sitting there processing that information for like 5 seconds, being super rattled in the moment, and then I was like,
I'd be rattled too.
And I was like, I want both. I want to be tagged and paid. And he goes, we could do like way cheaper. We could do way cheaper. So this was my first time in the industry ever trying to be fucked by someone. God, this is just getting worse and worse. This is just turning to a really, really not correct conversation.
I can't believe you just said
Dude,
that.
I'm just getting puns on puns today. Just puns on puns. Anyways, this person tried to screw me over, right? Chad can't stop laughing. That's unbelievable. No, but he's like, you could, tag or pay. And I'm like, I would like both. He's like, I'm not going to pay you like whatever. I don't remember what the price was a month. Say it was like let's pretend it was $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I can pay you like $1,500. And I was like, dude, are you fucking serious right now? Like what? And so I remember I go, yeah, we'll talk about, like, I'll write something up. So then I mediated that conversation. I was like, let me go back, crunch some numbers, and we'll discuss. Remember, like we've told the PagePod listeners to do, if a client ever is like, oh, like how much is it going to cost? You say, I got to go back, crunch some numbers, come back to them with the right number.
That's good.
So you don't get stuck on the spot saying, oh, yeah, like we can do it for whatever. And then you end up getting screwed out of it.
Yeah.
So I go back home. I start thinking, and I typed up like a really, really good message. And I was like, hey, I really would like tagged for this work. I feel like I'm going to be obviously making all of the content. It's my content, and you're not going to find someone better than me for whatever price like we had agreed upon. So he goes, and he said, I think he came back with like, we can talk about this in person. I called him like on the spot. I was like, listen, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to get tagged, and this is what I want. And you're going to find some other fucking whack videographer and have fun working with him, or you can work with me. And then he was like, okay, like sounds like a plan. So he was tagging me and stuff.
Nice.
Which was great. But I think that very easy in that situation to get manipulated and say, oh, like, yeah, like let's just do tags. Because, dude, this happens all the time. Someone had DM'd me and said, like, they were working with an influencer, and they're like, oh, they could choose anybody to work with you, so they can just tag you. That's why they just tag you. You're a fucking idiot. That's stupid. Don't do that. Do not just say, oh, yeah, like, I'm just going to work with this person because they're an influencer. Newsflash, not everyone makes money. So that's something that I learned later on. I remember I used to think, like, this was after working with a few people that had massive audiences and then realizing, okay, so not everyone that crushes it on social media is doing well.
And in reality, a tag, depending on exactly how the tag is done and who the person is,
could do nothing.
Can do absolutely nothing.
Totally. And I mean, so this changed, right? PagePod listeners, about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even more than that. No, let's go 6 years ago when Instagram was very new, 7 years ago. If you were tagged in someone's photo that was popping, your account would immediately start to grow. It was really weird. The audiences were very different. The people on the platforms were different. And now people put there's a lot of, when someone decides to like follow you, they are following your journey. You know what I'm saying? You are providing them with value.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
I only follow people if they provide value.
I agree. And I think it's changed a lot. Like like, for example, like people would grow on Instagram by just following and unfollowing. Remember that back in the day, like 6-7 years ago? That shit doesn't work anymore because people are like, yo, we're not going to play this little stupid game of like, you know, hide and go seek. I'm following you for like the value that you're going to provide. And I think that's the thing that's changed. And people are like, oh, how do I grow on Instagram? I think it boils down to that too. It's like, what are you going to provide me? If I don't know you and I pop on your page, what am I getting? Am I going to laugh? Am I going to learn video stuff?
Yeah, value can be provided in lots of different ways.
Tons of ways. Workout motivation.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it may be.
Do you think the camera is going to stop recording right now? Oh, my God. I just set an alarm. I just predicted that.
That's great.
That's insane.
29:12.
That's great.
That's great.
So we just resumed the podcast.
And we're back
on video.
We're back. No, but I mean, it's something that was very interesting. And being a young kid, I was like 18 or 19. I'm lucky that I was able to realize my worth and realize what I should have been paid and channel that confidence back out and say like, no, this is what we're going to do, amigo. We're going with this. Take it or leave it. And I was not afraid to walk away from that and be like, God, you know?
Yeah. I think it's super easy when you're starting out to just be like hyped that someone wants you to make a video for them and you don't really necessarily care if you are actually being paid for the value that you're actually worth, and you just are hyped that like someone like thinks your videos are sick and they want you to make a video for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's super important to make sure that you are being valued correctly and you're charging what you're actually worth, and you're not letting people take advantage of you, because if you let someone take advantage of you once, they're going to want to do it again, and they're going to want to do it again. And maybe they have friends, they're like, oh, like this person does it for super, super cheap or even free. Like, oh, they're like, can you go do a video for my friend? And you just don't want to do that, because it can turn into a rabbit hole of you just doing videos and videos and videos for way too cheap, and you're not being paid what you're actually worth. So if you just establish, these are my rates up front, and you are confident with them and you don't budge on them, then people will respect that, and Either they can afford it or they can't, and sometimes you are going to lose a client because it might be too expensive for them, but that's okay because other people will be able to afford it, and the people that are going to be able to afford it are going to be the people that you are going to want to work with because they value your work and they are willing to pay you for what you're worth. And yeah, so some people are going to be able to afford it and some can't. You just have to be okay with saying no to those who can't afford it.
Now, when you started out, though, did you do that as well? Did you struggle with the whole, let me tag you, or, you know what I'm saying? Or was yours more underpricing? Because I definitely underpriced for a long time until I realized that I was messing up big time. Like, were you
Yeah, so I worked with a lot of influencers, and some offered to tag, but that was just absolutely not happening for me. Nope, that's just no chance.
How did you respond?
Just no chance that's happening. Just shut it down from the beginning. Just no chance. Just like
they're
like, yeah,
rapid fire
they're
response.
like, yeah, I have a big following. I can actually, nope, just that's not happening. Just shut it down completely.
No, the best one is what Ayush sends to people. He goes, no, yeah, I'm gonna ask my landlord if he takes tags.
Like my landlord and my car payment, they just don't accept tags or exposure.
Feel free to use that one, guys.
That's a good one.
No, that one's great. It makes people feel really stupid, as they should.
I didn't really do the whole exposure thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I did charge for a while way less than I really should have been, and that just like started from me being hyped on like someone wanting a video, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for super cheap. And then that person wanted to do more videos, and they were just like used to that certain price, and it was hard to kind of increase that for that person because at the same time that person was giving me more clients, but then I made the same mistake with those clients as charging them too cheap, and those clients wanted to do more videos, and then it just turned into a mess of doing videos for super cheap. But it did give me a lot of practice and helped me learn a ton, because I was just doing videos on videos on videos for people. But at the same time, I could have made a lot more than what I was because I was charging way less than what I really should have been. So yeah, if I was to start again, I would definitely charge more and not let people take advantage of you. Some people might not even realize they're really taking advantage of you, but some
some are totally aware.
But yeah, you just have to know exactly what you're worth and not let people change your rates and devalue your worth.
And I mean, I think it depends too. Like someone, I can't remember who I was working for, but they'd like help me with stuff. They're like helping me with like learning about like business and how I can scale what I was doing and like reach out to new people. And I found that really valuable. So I think it is so different for each circumstance.
Circumstantial.
Yeah, totally. And I think that you just have to know, like, okay, is what I'm doing is, you know what I'm saying? Is it going, is this if what you're, I don't know. I think it's very situation to situation.
Some situations it might be like a trade. Maybe this person
is a personal trainer.
Yeah, maybe this person is like a personal trainer and they coach people for a living, and you are looking to start working out and you have no idea what you're doing, and maybe that person offers to train you in trade for you doing some video work for them, and that might be a fair trade, but you just have to you should always take into account what you would actually charge for that. And if whatever value they are providing with that isn't actual money, if it's worth what you would actually charge. But sometimes it can be a fair and equal trade. Sometimes it's not. You just have to look at it from situation to situation.
Dude, I got a good one.
What's the good one?
I wanted to read this thing that I saw on Twitter from Casey Neistat yesterday.
Oh, God.
I wanted to talk about it. Okay, you ready?
Let's hear it.
Casey says, a younger filmmaker wanted to help me with videos, and I sent him this notes with thoughts on how I approach YouTube filmmaking. This is going to be great because this will be a nice little, we can chat about this. PagePod listeners can give their opinions. General ideology, I don't like filters, color correction, transitions, digital effects, fancy font treatments, or titles. I think they're cheap and easy. Anyone can download and plug in. They're not a demonstration of creativity, but something prepackaged and emblematic, that's a big word, of a more formal mainstream-like aesthetic that is not of younger creators see as is aspirational. Aspirational because using easy plugins makes their homemade videos look like what is seen on TV. Use nothing but straight cuts and footage out of the camera. Text is almost always Helvetica, not because I like it, because it's the default. Expressing creativity using the most basic, accessible methods is the hardest thing to do in the purest. The very best steakhouses serve their filet on a plate with nothing else. Shitty franchises cover theirs in sauce and other shit to distract you from the fact that you're actually eating dog food. Okay, I'm gonna
wait. So that was Casey.
Casey's telling that to someone that is
Got it.
going to be helping him with videos, but it made me think about how when I first started, I purchased like, oh my god,
I like the steakhouse thing.
yeah, the steakhouse thing was good. Wait, can I tell you something before we like totally dive into that thing? I was thinking about how when I started, I don't know if you did this, but I bought preset packs. And I remember literally clicking purchase, and I was like, I found one that like a popular creator was using. Like I was like, this is exactly the same thing that this guy's using. And his videos are really cool. And then when I downloaded it, my videos still sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember watching them, and I was like, why are they not good? Like, what the fuck is going on? Why are his so good?
And you probably just downloaded the wrong
no,
pack.
it was the same pack. It was
no. But if you would have downloaded a different pack, then I mean, it just really depends on the pack.
But I was reading that message, and I was like, damn, that is pretty interesting. And I think that like his whole thing, he just tells stories. He doesn't give a shit about the people he like literally was talking about on Logan's podcast. He was like, I don't really necessarily create it so people watch. I just like to make stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think with this message, I thought it was really interesting because he just loves like the rawness of video, and it started way before I even pick up the camera. I mean, he's like really a pioneer in the industry of, in quotes, videographers or whatever you want to call them. But I think that our style has changed like dramatically. Like I don't know, I used to just strictly care about vlogs, and it slowly transitioned into like, oh wow, you can make $1 doing this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him on the whole, like, using presets and plug-in packs and transitions sort of thing.
Most of the time I see a transition, don't you think it sucks? I think 99% of them suck. Whenever someone sends me a video to look at, this is no offense to anyone that send me a video that has a transition in it.
You're just taking shots.
I'm not trying to take shots.
That's just unreal.
Just being honest, because I think that it'll help people. Most of the transitions suck, and that's okay. That is fine. That is fine to learn, and video is subjective, so fuck my opinion. But I think it is very important to think about that when you're making something. Be like, does this like take away? Does this like make people sit there and be like, ew, what was that? What just happened? Or does it seamlessly flow with whatever you're making?
So this is the whole plug-in pack effects transitions thing.
Yeah.
Some creators make these packs and sell them to their audience because they are pitching the idea that these packs will make their audience's videos look exactly like theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just no chance that's happening.
Yeah, no chance.
And so when someone buys this pack and they download it, a lot of times they're disappointed because it's not exactly what they hoped for, and their videos aren't exactly like this creator that they bought the pack from. And yeah, and then I mean, if they find something that, like, maybe there's this one transition in this pack that is kind of sick.
Okay.
To whoever bought it, and
Okay.
then it's super easy to use that transition, and say you're doing a video and then every transition in that video is just the same thing. Boom, zoom transition, zoom transition, zoom transition. And then it's just overused. And then if that creator has a massive following, all these people have the same pack. All these people are using the same transition. And then everybody's videos start looking the same. And it just gets super repetitive. And nothing is original at all. So
used with a grain of salt, would you say?
Packs can be somewhat beneficial if there's just like a couple things that you want to use, and use them with a grain of salt, and don't overuse them, because there's a very fine line for overusing things and transitions and plugins and effects. And you don't want to just straight up imitate what someone else is doing, like we talked about. So buy these packs with a grain of salt, and don't just straight up copy, and tweak them if you can, make them your own. But yeah, and also too, there's no need to use these fancy effects and transitions like Casey was saying. He likes to keep it super raw. His text is 99.9% of the time Helvetica, which is just the default setting. Not, like you said, not because he thinks the text is sick, but that's not like his main focus of the video. His main focus is telling a story. So yeah, and like Brayden was saying, a lot of times, I mean, I don't even think that I have, besides the default transitions in Final Cut, I don't think I have any transitions that I've downloaded into the software. I don't remember the last time I used any transitions.
I agree.
In editing.
Dude, you know what's funny? I think that I tell a lot of people this, that like when they send me vids that like use a lot of transitions, and I think it helps them a lot. I say, think about transitions is a nice watch on a guy. It accents your fit, but it is not in any way, shape, or form like the whole thing. And I think you can apply that directly back to transitions. It's not like your whole video.
So you 100% had to steal that line.
No, I literally made it up, which is even sicker, which is like actually super sick, is that I made that line up. I swear to God, if you find me someone that has said that, I will gladly shake your hand, but there's no chance a creator has said that.
I don't know.
No, I'm patenting that.
Stole that from Casey.
No chance. I'm patenting that shit. If someone is... Dude, someone out there watches all of his shit. I guarantee you I started that. I'm positive.
Yeah, so they're going to find it.
No, they're not going to find it because I started that. There's no way. But anyways, tell me that is not... Like, I think that is the best way to look at all of the fancy bullshit that you think about adding into your videos. Think about it as an accent piece on a man or a woman.
Yeah, and then some... I mean, I'm not even really... I don't know if there is a Rolex transition. A lot of them are kind of like G-Shock type things. That's no shade to G-Shock, but I mean, I don't know if I've ever worn a G-Shock.
I used to have a lot of G-Shocks.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a good comparison.
It's great. What
it just accents the video.
Yeah, exactly. Your shots, your composition, everything else brings the whole thing together. That is the bread and butter. Is your meat and potatoes.
Yeah, you can't have a 10 out of 10 outfit if you're wearing like some joggers and
a polka dot shirt.
And just like a polka dot shirt, and then you have like a cool Rolex.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. That's a great way to look at it. I think that's easy. But seriously, I think it's something that gets overlooked. Dude, the basics, the absolute basics. Dude, just like in anything, the principles of baseball, it is the basics, the reason why these guys knock bombs. You know what I'm saying? It is the basics from when they were young that they learned, that they tripled down, quadrupled down on learning these basics and being perfect, being really, really good at the basics that developed them into like monsters.
Yeah, you got to learn the basics of video. You got to learn like how to tell a story, how to make your viewer feel the way that you want them to. And I mean, even the basics, just like basic composition and framing, and then like the super basic stuff, nailing down your settings, color grading, that sort of stuff. before you can add those little accents and effects to take it to that little bit of a next level. Like, you have to nail down the basics of the outfit. You got to get some nice jeans. You got to get a nice,
We're
nice
just gonna keep
party shirt.
We're gonna keep comparing it to clothes.
You got to get some nice shoes.
I love it.
Do your hair all done. Get some like accessories, maybe some rings, some jewelry.
Is there anything else that you can think of when you first started that you wish you could tell your younger self?
Don't compare yourself to others. Everybody is on a. So you're running your own race.
Okay.
Everybody's running a different race, and everybody started at a different starting line. Some people are running in the mountains on super hard trails, and some people are running on a treadmill. Some people might even be riding a bike, which is way easier. So don't compare yourself to where somebody else is, because everybody is on their own video journey. And some people might have been given the best laptop, the best camera, and they have friends that want them to do videos already. And then another person might have literally an iPhone, and that's all that they can shoot on, and they have to go wash cars and save up for that camera and then learn how to use the camera. Some people might have a brother or a dad that knows how to teach them what to do, and some people might just learn it on YouTube. So everybody is on their own video journey, and don't compare yourself to anyone else except for yourself and where you were yesterday, and just make sure that you are growing and improving your skills every single day. And you compare yourself to where you were last year, the year before that, but not to anyone else.
I love that. I totally agree. You're in your own race. Your only competition is yourself. No, the sooner that you realize that, and you stop giving a shit about other people, like not what they're doing, and that doesn't bug you. Seeing someone else do really well shouldn't bug people.
No,
but some people it does. And it's a mindset thing. It's changing up the mindset and saying, like, okay, it does not matter what anyone else is doing, whether my circumstances, dude. And I think too, it's like Bobby said in our last pod, he's thinking long term. He was driving Uber for like 3 or 4 years, and was always thinking about what's the bigger picture? What am I working towards? Why am I doing this? What's my why? I really want to do this podcast.
And while he was driving Uber, I'm sure he was seeing some friends land these awesome jobs.
Get the Rolex on.
He's driving Uber on Friday, Saturday nights while his friends are out at the club. But he had that tunnel vision and knew exactly what his goal was, and stuck to it and made it happen.
No, and I mean, I think that the creative path specifically can feel very lonely, especially if you're not doing it with another person, you know? Like we have each other to lean on, but I think the way that you combat that is seeking community. Yeah. Finding a few people online that you can reach out to, and dude, like we've said this before, DM us. You got a question, you're struggling with something, shoot us a DM.
100%.
You know? Also, but on the part of DMs, my DMs are disappearing.
Yeah, I don't
literally.
So you
re-downloaded
Instagram and re-downloaded it, and it's still happening.
Yeah, DMs are literally disappearing. So if
that's insane.
If you've sent me a DM and I didn't respond, which I think
you're just ignoring people.
I'm ignoring people. That's what I'm doing. God damn.
That's your excuse for ignoring people.
I can't even make this shit up. They're literally disappearing.
So Mark, I know you listen. You got to figure out what's going on over there at Instagram.
Big Zuck.
Big Zucks. We can't have this happening. Massive issue, so figure it out.
I want to answer a question that was sent in to us before we.
I want you to answer it too.
Before we wrap up this.
I think that's a good idea.
This little episode of the Page Podcast, but this question says, let's go with this one. How do you get more creative, and how do you think outside the box? And it also says this may be a pretty tough question to answer. I think I can answer it.
You think you can answer it?
I want you to take a crack at it first, and I'll go.
You want
for
me
it.
to go first?
Yeah, I want you to go first.
So this is your strategy. You propose the question. It's a harder question to answer. And then
Easy, super easy.
And then you
question.
have me go first, and then you just bounce off my answer.
You're making a much more calculated decision. I'll let you go though. How do you get more creative?
How do you get more creative? And how do you think outside of the box?
Were you a creative guy growing up? I played sports. I couldn't draw a circle.
No, I'm not like artistic at all.
In 5th grade,
No chance.
I vividly remember this. We had like a little person come in, and she was teaching us how to draw like one of Van Gogh's paintings. And I was trying to draw. It was like the first step was to draw a circle. I couldn't draw a perfect circle, and the teacher came up because I raised my hand and I vividly remember this. And the teacher came up and goes, "Hey, it's okay. Just stick to sports. This isn't your thing. You're not good at this." So I was like, all right, sick. I'll go fuck myself in the corner.
That's great.
Yeah, so fuck that teacher. But, yeah, so I stayed clear of all artistic things, mediums, because of that one teacher until I kind of found YouTube and was like, oh, this could be kind of fun. Make videos on the internet. This could be kind of fun. I could maybe I'd like this.
Yeah. I was pretty much in that same boat. Wasn't very creative and just played sports all growing up and through high school. And yeah, didn't really do anything creative really. But
I did nothing. Yeah, I wrestled. I literally did absolutely nothing that contributed to my career right now.
Yeah, same. Until I picked up my first camera to shoot fitness vlogs right after high school, randomly. That was like my first really creative thing. But
same. But
how to get more creative and think outside of the box? So I think you should just say, fuck the box. Fuck thinking outside the box. Fuck the box. There's no box exists.
Okay.
There isn't even a box. So you can't think outside the box. The box doesn't exist. The box in quotation marks that people think exists is just non-creative people. This box that people think exists only exists because non-creative people put this box up to box in.
I love that.
Creative people.
I love that. That's good. Okay.
So now the box doesn't exist.
Okay, there's nothing there.
So be as creative as you want to be and try whatever the fuck that you want to try. And I was talking to someone about this the other day. They're like, how do I find what I like? You just have to go and try shit. You're never gonna know if you like it or not if you don't try it, and that goes into being creative. You're never gonna know if you enjoy doing this creative medium if you don't try it. Maybe you can be really creative at photo, but you've always like boxed yourself into being a videographer. But fuck that, go and try to do photos too. Maybe go paint. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. And yeah, there's just no box. Fuck the box. While you go on that, I have a really good quote that I can't remember off the top of my head, but
You're gonna pull that up.
I'm gonna Google it. It's just an extremely good quote.
Pull this quote up. That's how we can finish off this episode of the Page Podcast. But I really do think how to be more creative. I agree with you on that there's no box, but I think that instead of changing the question to like, how do I get more creative? How do I double down on doing what I like? You know, because I think at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily matter what anyone else thinks about your work, right? Like it's subjective. Creativity is extremely subjective, and this is just a great example. Like I've shown people the absolute. You found it. That's great. In a sec, I've shown people the absolute best piece of my work, and had like one person be just jaw dropped, and another person say, "Ooh, what about this?" I'm like, "That's really cool. I don't really care." But cool that just shows though that creativity is extremely subjective. Like you could watch a video, I could pick apart every old video that I've ever done, and there's probably 10 or 15 things that could be changed to make it better. But at that
100%.
time I was like, okay, this is a well polished piece. I'm happy with this. This is what's going to go out. And I also think to be more creative, you have to put yourself in creative situations. I don't think that you can you either need to, if I get in a block, if I get in a creator block, which happens kind of frequently, I have to step outside of that little project and not look at it. And I have to go do something else, or I have to do stuff that makes me happy, stuff that I'm not going to think about. I'm just like, I can go write in my journal, go for a walk around the block, go to the beach. I like to go to the beach and journal just to like relax and hear the ocean waves. And then I also like to do a fair amount of consumption, because a lot of my creative ideas come from consumption, which is kind of weird. Like a little bit of it, not in the consumption like I'm scrolling for like 2 hours, but where I just pop on for like 20 minutes and I watch a few cool people that I really admire their work, and I'll be like, oh, that was really cool. And it might spark the most random idea deep in my mind, and I just have to write it down really quickly. You got about a 5-10 second window before you forget those great ideas too, in my opinion.
I'm going to bounce off of that a little bit, but the video is going to stop recording any second. So we should
I'm on it.
stop and start recording once more. This is a long, value-packed episode. But now that we're back recording, just to bounce off of what Braden said, we actually were discussing this yesterday, kind of how to be creative and how to find inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like Braden was saying, it really just comes down to what you like, and it's super subjective. And yesterday we were talking about how to just solely find inspiration from video, and that to find inspiration for video doesn't have to come from other people that do video. We were saying, like, maybe you're super into fashion and you like something in fashion that you can incorporate somehow into your videos, whether that's shooting or dressing up your subjects in some sort of fashion that you like and shooting them and then editing in some certain way. Or you are interested in music and you want to take something that you're interested in music and incorporating that into your video and use that song that you like. Maybe you're super interested in cars and you want to incorporate that in your video. You can find inspiration from really anything. Braden and I like to keep up with pop culture and what's going on and incorporate that into our videos. So it's kind of like more of like a up-to-date-ish style, I would say, opposed to just like traditional filmmaking. But
I don't like traditional filmmaking, low-key. To be honest, I mean, like, people are going to cry about that, but it's like the truth. I think that that's what makes our videos different, is the fact that neither of us went to film school.
Yeah.
I taught myself everything. Chad taught himself everything. I literally learned by doing. I think everyone today, dude, you have the fucking internet at your fingertips. You have literally everything. If our dads wanted to learn video, you know how hard it would be? If I handed you the Sony camera and said, here you go, could you figure it out? No chance. Without any knowledge of anything video related, it'd be so hard to figure out just how to press record. Just the basic settings of the camera would be really difficult. You have everything at your fingertips and people are crying about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it. You have to go, just do it. Greatest slogan of all time. Just do it.
Yeah,
seriously.
great slogan.
Incredible. So simple, so complex. You literally have to go out and do it.
Good job, Phil.
Yeah, great job, Phil. Papa Phil, Uncle Phil. But you have to go out and do it. No one's going to hold your hand and make you do it. You have to want it, and then you have to go out and do it. Give me this quote, because this is an
before this quote,
quote.
just to kind of bounce off again what Braden was saying about
big bounce off guy.
Love bouncing. How he called me a pogo stick. How he actually physically likes to be creative. He was saying, like, you like to go to the beach, journal, whatever.
I like to play catch. Like when we were playing catch on the beach in Bali.
Catch in Bali is just incredible.
Just insane.
But also, too, I think it's important to go be by yourself. When you're by yourself, in my opinion, can come up with the best ideas. That's why a lot of people come up with some really good ideas in the shower.
Ooh.
That's just when you're in the shower. I mean, most of the time when you're in the shower, no one else is there, and you are just completely by yourself, and you just have your thoughts, and you have like that hot water. Most of the time it's hot water running down on you, and it's just like super comfortable state, and you're just by yourself, just kind of zoned out, and that's where those good ideas come from. So go and spend more time by yourself. I like to go for drives, just randomly, and go drive around and listen to music, or go to the beach like Braden says.
I like the hammock. I think
hammocks are great.
In Bali, we had a hammock at our villa, and I would sit in that thing for just hours and hours and just write. And you're so right. I think I do get the best ideas when I'm alone in my thoughts, just thinking. I like to set aside. I haven't been able to do it really, and I do it at night now, but I used to do it earlier in the morning. But I like to just write how I'm feeling in the morning and kind of jot down my day. And even though I think it just gets my thoughts in line. And if I have a project that I'm thinking about big time, I'll write, let's figure this out. Let's just, you and me, mind book. Let's write this down. Let's get some thoughts on paper and try and figure out how we can get this one step further today. Just 1% better. Just 1% better. I think everyone is trying to be the next fucking creative innovator of the entire world. You got to be the best you. You got to be the best version of you. You know what I'm saying?
1% better every day.
It sounds like a bullshit
365% better at the end of the year.
That is incredible. I want you, Chad, to wrap us up with this incredible quote.
Okay, this
quote. We can talk about it after, because this is a great quote.
One of my favorite quotes.
Give it to me. This is in the 4-Hour Work Week.
To circle back on the box thing that we were talking about and how this box doesn't exist.
Oh, it's great.
So, it's a quote from George Bernard Shaw, and it goes like this. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man.
Doesn't that get you
one more time?
Doesn't that get you fired up?
One more time.
Just for the people in the back.
One more time in case you didn't follow the first time.
Get them.
The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man.
Do you think Elon Musk is a reasonable man?
No chance. So that is exactly what I was saying about the box thing. The reasonable man adapts himself to the box. The unreasonable man says, fuck the box, and persists in trying to adapt the box to himself.
I promise you, the most influential people right now that have done the craziest things in the world, and I have no doubt that we are going to do some crazy things in this world. I think we're just getting started. I think that at 23 years old, I have a lot of stuff to still see, a lot of stuff to still do, but I think that the people out there that are listening right now and can say, fuck that box, I'm going to go do what I want to do. And
now that I'm hearing you say it, I don't know if I like the term.
What term?
Fuck the box.
Why? You didn't like the box?
Just gotta think about it for a couple seconds.
Damn. Might have to cut that out.
What are you talking about? I'm serious. Yeah, interesting term, but you guys get the idea. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it now.
Destroy the box.
I don't think that's any better.
I don't think so either.
Anyways.
Back to the quote. Absolutely incredible quote. It was in the 4-Hour Work Week. I really do like it. I think it's true, though, man. The most innovative people in this world, I can promise you, were not people that just stuck to the status quo and did what everybody else was doing. They were different. They had bigger 100%. Ideas, bigger dreams. bigger aspirations, and people probably 100% called them crazy on the road. And then once they got to the top, like, wow, that was so smart. You should all read Shoe Dog for those listening. It's a great book by Phil Knight, by Uncle Phil.
Big Phil.
Huge Phil Knight guy today.
Great pod.
Incredible.
That was a long one.
Yeah, it was like an hour long. But if you're still tuning in, we tried Liquid IV yesterday.
Oh my gosh! Shout out
Babe.
Another shout out
and
to
the team at Liquid IV for sending us a nice little care package. They sent us some
incredible care package,
some energy stuff, and they also sent us some hydration multipliers. And I
tried them.
They went after the gym. How'd you feel? I feel like a freight train right now.
And this is not a paid advertisement.
No, it's not.
We actually just
I didn't have to say we didn't have to say anything about Liquid IV, but I'm a huge believer.
And it's incredible. We got super hydrated this morning.
It was weird because I actually felt better, and I have no idea if it's placebo or not, but I was feeling great.
No, so yeah, Bobby hooked us up with their hydration powder and also their energy.
They got some science
energy powder.
They have incredible science backing this stuff, and I liked it. I really do like it. How'd you feel after the energy? I was
kind of skeptical about the energy thing.
I was skeptical
because
too.
I drink Monsters every day, and energy's kind of like my thing, and the Monsters are my go-to. And I get energized, a little bit of energy from a Monster, but it's not like that super clear focus type of energy. And
I felt laser focused yesterday.
The Monsters taste. I'm gonna have to say the Monsters do taste better than this powder, a little bit. The powder isn't awful by any means. I would sip on it, but I just love the taste of the Monster.
I love the Monster as well.
But this powder is pretty good, and the effects just were. I hate that I'm saying this, but the effects from drinking this powder were way better than the effects from drinking a Monster. I don't know what it was.
Should we drink another one?
I was just extremely focused. Yesterday we took it before we started filming for Project X, and I was just super focused the whole time.
No, I was too.
And then today I had it before the gym.
I don't think we messed up while filming.
No chance.
It was late. You took it before the gym?
Yeah, I took it before the gym
and
today.
I still outbenched you. That's insane.
Outbenched Braden
you
crazy.
Didn't. I don't think so.
Set a new bench PR.
What was it?
265 pounds for 2 reps.
I got it as well.
Mine might be a little bit faster, but
just getting it back up on the rack. That's all that matters.
We'll table it. But yeah, check out this Liquid IV stuff.
Good stuff. It's great stuff.
Incredible. I wouldn't know because it's Sober 2020, but also I have been told that it is incredible for hangovers.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the Page Podcast who are still tuned in, please leave us a review and share a post on your story. It helps grow the pod more than you think. And we appreciate all of you. We hope that this provided some value into your days. Please, as always, DM Chad Nutter on Instagram, DM Bfiggy on Instagram. We will see you all on Thursday. Peace out.